friends. How you doing?
What's up, dude? How are you?
Good. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. Had to get the kids up from nap. It's how it is.
No. I get it, man. Thank you for making some time and
Of
being able to do this.
course.
We appreciate it. How are
Heck
things
yeah.
back home? You good?
They're great. They're great. Yeah, life is going well. We're excitedly preparing for our live streams coming up the 11th and 18th. Just eating a lot, hanging out a lot, doing a lot of jiu-jitsu, playing a lot of video games.
That's what I wanted to ask was what the Kitschy Chaos Thanksgiving dinner is like for you guys.
Oh, it was amazing. My wife's family is super Southern. My father-in-law is from Tupelo, and my mother-in-law is from somewhere in Missouri. So they just make incredible Southern food. My favorite thing she makes are all like the super Southern casseroles. She makes amazing broccoli cheese casserole with like crushed Ritz crackers all over it, and it's freaking amazing. So she knows I always want that. She always makes two of them, and they were devoured. My children had a blast. Like all the cousins were out. We'll go to my father-in-law's like hunting camp area. It's this giant area of woods where we actually filmed the In Waves video, and all the kids were just running around, hanging out, ate a lot, hung out. It was a great time. It was a great time. How was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was nice. It was laid back, real laid back, but it was nice. It's the first time I didn't have to cook an entire meal. I went to my sister's house, so I didn't have to do nothing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm bummed I couldn't see you guys in the Boise day. Hopefully, well, it looks like we're coming back on some run. Is Maiden playing Boise?
No.
Spokane, close. So you're about
Okay.
as close as it gets. But yeah, we'd have to make a little bit of a road trip. But I mean, sorry we missed you too. But listen, man, seeing what you guys do, how exciting are those maiden dates for you? Are you
Man.
jacked up for it?
It's crazy. I mean, what was it, 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, we get an email on a Sunday after I get my kids down for nap. Hey, Metallica wants to know if you want to open up for them in 3 days in South Florida. Yes, we'd like to do this. So we had to figure out how to fly our crew in. Couldn't announce the show till I got in the car to drive up. Like it wasn't like 100% until I think I got in the car. And then I kept making the joke. I was like, yeah, the only way this would be cooler is if next Iron Maiden hits us up. And then Iron Maiden emailed us, hey, do you want to come out and tour with us in America? We said yes. So next year is actually pretty amazing. I can't talk about the tours that are happening after it and before it, but there are tours happening in North America after it and before it. An incredible tour before it, an incredible tour after it. So there's a good chance we're probably going to hit Boise. I would assume on one of those.
Well, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And it has been nothing but trivium news. I mean, from the Maiden to the live shows at the hangar. Boy, that's probably the most famous hangar on earth now.
It's amazing. We got to get you guys down to it someday. I love it there so much. It's a 30-minute drive, and normally, like where we live downtown Orlando. So if you have to drive more than 5 to 7 minutes, it's kind of like not something you'd go do. But the drive's awesome. It's super scenic and Floridian. The hangar's amazing. We just keep doing really cool additions to it. We just put one of those. It's not the company Big Ass Fans, because I think those are more expensive. But like it's a company that's not called Big Ass Fans, but it's a Big Ass fan. We just got that installed, so the main hangar will finally feel good, because that's the only part that's not AC. And I think the AC it's like $50,000 or $60,000 to insulate an AC. So like, you know what? Let's not do that, because it's good to be conditioned for hot shows anyway. So that part now is a giant fan. We're going to paint the entire the thing from the Feast of Fire video, the entire inside of that main hangar floor completely black. It's going to be completely blacked out. So that way in the future, when we do more live stream shows, we can do different things. We can do stuff in the round. We can do stuff where it feels like it's in the middle of just black space, which is so cool. We're talking about getting like a bar installed next, like just, those kinds of things, video game stations, those kinds of things.
Last time we talked to you, you were kind of we were recapping the first live stream concert, and you were talking about how well it sounded and how well it went and all the things that you wanted to do and you were able to pull off. How do you one up that? I mean, are you thinking about the other bells and whistles that go into this kind of thing and how to make these shows unique and all that kind of stuff?
This one's gonna be amazing. Josh Wilbur's mixing this whole thing, the guy that did the last 3 Trivium records. Who mixed the last one? We had our sound guy. Did we have Woody at the time? Woody, who's an incredible singer. He's the one that did our Boise show, one that does our front of house stuff and everything. But we're like, what's the next step? How can we take this even further? So we're gonna have Josh Wilbur mix the whole thing. We're gonna have Bryce, the guy that's done several of our videos, do the whole thing with his team. It's just always about doing things differently. But we knew too that with doing a record from start to finish, which is something we've never done for a show or a tour, to do it within waves, like the records that everyone says are the best of all time for Trivium are Ascendancy, Shogun, and in waves. And we know anytime we do one of those 3, or if we ever do one of those 3 at the hangar, it'd be insane. So that'll be really cool. It's just gonna be a different vibe. It's gonna be, I think, somewhere in the world of A Lighter Distant Mirror and the Chapman videos, the stuff that everyone loves so much, those like open hangar kind of videos. But this time it's in our hangar, so it'll be really fun to do.
I mean, obviously the streaming part of what you guys do is really amazing. And obviously I would say that you guys are a leader in that part of the industry now, which makes me think, once we got back to touring, I was like, I don't know how many people are going to go back to doing these live events like this, but clearly that's something you're comfortable with. You have an audience for it. Maybe not every band could take advantage of that. Or do you think that that's something that's going to stick around here as we move forward past, the pandemic?
I think you have to love it. You have to love it to go to the lengths that I do it, the 5 days a week, 2 times a day off tour, 7 days a week, 1 to 4 times a day on tour. Like, to do that kind of schedule, you got to love it. And I think the audience can tell whether you love it or not. For us with Trivium, we always love to have content out there. I mean, since that Chapman thing, the idea of that was a live DVD with no crowd. And that's kind of what we're seeing happen now with live streams. So we did that back in 2011. So like, how can we keep these different things going on? With Lighter Distant Mirror is like a full-on incredible concert production. But this time we're going to provide like the same incredible visuals, incredible audio, but make the performance a little bit more raw, where it's not all about the intensive, crazy lighting, where it's really the microscope is on us, which we like to do because we rehearse so dang much, we play so many shows, that it is all about that. Now, as far as like my channel goes and for the stuff that we do socially, we always just want to give back to the people that support us and the people that allow us to do what we love to do for a living, because Trivium has purely been built by the people that support us, people like yourselves. You guys have always supported us. I remember back when we first met you in, was that Rock on the Range? Like
2011, maybe?
Yes,
something like
that's
that.
when I first met you all. And you all have already been supporting us from years before that. So we've always purely just been built by that, our supporters. So we always just want to keep giving back and keep providing things. Like we just released 3. Is it 3? We shot 3 in the Court of the Dragon, Feast of Fire, and the Phalanx from the hangar, fully mixed, mastered, produced, and all that stuff. We drop those things just for free. So we like to give a lot of stuff. And then when we decide to be like, hey, we're doing a pay for or a pay-per-view show, we'll make sure the quality is just unreal so people really can get to enjoy that.
Now, I don't want this to seem like it's like you don't enjoy it, because I know you do. I know there's a passion, there's a love there for this stuff that you do, that you give the fans. But I mean, does it ever get to a point where you're like, Mayday, this is a lot of stuff that I'm doing on a daily basis?
Not with the stream. Well, I guess what's great is let's say hypothetically, just like we did for the Megadeth tour, I come home from tour. I think I came home on like a Friday, Saturday and Sunday off. And even if I was tired that Monday, even if I was like, I don't want to sing today, I don't want to stream today, I know that there are people coming to the channel at that same time who depend on having that connectivity there. So they hold me accountable in the same way that I provide entertainment and connection to them. They provide entertainment and connection to me as well. So it's this great cyclical relationship where it's this living, breathing thing now. And I love so much that they keep giving for me, and I'd like to keep giving back. So I think any days that I'm beat, I still keep the schedule going, but I haven't done one of these in a long time. But if ever my voice is too shot, like, hey, let's play games. But yeah. I sang even when even when I had COVID, I was still streaming and still screaming and singing on stream just to test it. I was like, let's see how far I can push the limits. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know what the heck that is. I don't know if that's smart. I don't know if that's crazy, but it's just, there's no stopping us giving to our fans and providing content.
Plus, for a lot of fans out there, it might be like a chance for them to get into watching somebody stream, because a lot of fans might not have been into that world, but a chance to see. And I've sold this to people too. I'm like, hey, you want a chance to see an actual amazing singer perform and warm up and rehearse their music is a really cool thing to watch you do. And I think you've probably created a lot of streaming fans and people who would never sign up for Twitch to begin with if it wasn't for you being involved.
Definitely. I love it so much. I love it so much that like a lot of my moderators all know each other. I remember one of our moderators in North Carolina a couple of years ago was having their wedding. A bunch of the other ones from all over the planet, all over from Europe and all over different parts of the world, all flew into North Carolina to go to their wedding. Then they came down to Orlando for their honeymoon. I met up with them. We all had food together. Like it's this amazing community where more and more great people get to all meet other great people. I love seeing people from my channel all playing games together, or doing real life things together. A lot of the people from my channel went to the Birmingham beer event that we had in the UK, and then a bunch came to the Orlando beer event. And I'm able to recognize these people from their usernames. Like a lot of my friends in here I've met in real life now, or been able to make friends through this. And I just love that constant communal aspect we're able to have, and to connect people from all over the world through, I always just think that Trivium is just a vessel for people to be able to relate with something and have something they all get to enjoy together. And I love that. I love providing that. There were some people from the channel that told me early on, or kind of within the last couple months, they're like, if I didn't have the channel over these last 19, 20 months, I don't know where I'd be mentally. I don't know if I'd be in a good place because it was just them. There's some people that were just basically on lockdown with just themselves and had no one else to see, but the channel was that thing for them. And it was the thing that got them through that. So I love to hear that.
Was it kind of therapeutic for you as well?
Massively,
Yeah.
to be able to keep it going, be able to keep the craft going too. I mean, I blew my voice out in Rock on the Range 2014, and that was one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me, because not when it first happened, but when I had to rebuild everything, having the channel there was essentially what I was already doing off camera. I was already doing all of that rehearsal, all of that woodworking, all of that effort that it takes to stay in recording shape, to stay in touring shape. So if I had to go make a record tomorrow, or if I had to go on tour tomorrow, or if, let's say, we already said Metallica and Maiden, let's say, I don't know who the heck else can call us. If Judas Priest or Black Sabbath calls us and like, hey, come do a show tomorrow, we're ready to do it. We're always conditioned. Like I like to treat what I do, and I believe the rest of my band members treat what we do more so as athletes, the musicians. It's about being conditioned year round. And I never take vocal time off. I never take guitar time off. Even if I finish a record, it's like I'm basically back to singing on stream within the next couple of days.
Yeah, I've said for years, man, if you weren't doing the metal thing, if you weren't doing the Twitch thing, you could have a living doing food photography, because no band eats better and more beautifully than Trivium does on a regular basis. Where does that passion come from? Where did that start?
I mean, let me think where the roots of it. I remember being in elementary school, and all the kids were sitting around. They're like, "Oh, what'd you have for breakfast?" I was the first one they asked, and I was like, "Oh, rice and salmon, like you guys, right?" And they're like, "Wait, what?" They're like, "That's disgusting." They're like, "Why would you do that?" I was like, "Wait, you guys don't have rice and salmon too?" I was like, "Because I'm Japanese. Like I was raised on that, so I just assumed everyone else did." And basically everyone else said cereal. And so when I realized that I was doing something different, I wanted to learn what other people's quote different was, and that was like one of the earliest sparks. When we started touring, we were broke kids in a van, so we had like $2 that we were able to spend a day on food. But as it grew a little bit, I became a big fan of Anthony Bourdain. And I read Anthony Bourdain's book, Kitchen Confidential. What's so cool about that book is you basically interchange the word food with music. And that was like the life that I grew up into. It's like, this is the same life. And he still is one of my all-time heroes. I still can't believe he's no longer with us. I mean, I got into jiu-jitsu partially from him. I got into food so much from him. And I started realizing that, well, we get to be in all these amazing places all around the world, even in the States, all these amazing, cool cities that people don't normally get to visit for free. And we have the opportunity to go eat somewhere. We're getting paid show pay. So let's spend this on local communities. Let's go see what we've got and what we can eat. I can't remember the breakfast place we just went to in Boise, but it was absolutely incredible. Damn.
Well, there's Goldie's. Goldie's is famous for their breakfast around.
I believe that's the one.
Okay.
They have giant biscuits and gravy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where we went show day. So it took me like 8 hours to digest that. But that was absolutely amazing. So it's Anthony Bourdain. It was a bit of my manager, Justin. When I first met him, he would always know like cool places in different cities. When we would be in Chicago, he's like, "Oh, I know about this sushi place," or he would be in a different city. "I know about this place." I always thought that was so cool that he knew about these things in different places. And I was like, I kind of want to become that guy. Like, I want to know about this. And nowadays, yeah, like most cities, most countries, if someone is somewhere, I can be like, "You should eat here because this is the best stuff you're going to get." So it's Bourdain, my manager, Justin, and my wife, Ashley. She was one that kind of was like, pushed me to be like, she lived in Chicago when we first re-met, and she was like, "Let's go here, here, and here." I started realizing that, wow, there's so many great things in food. And I find that an open-mindedness to food leads to an open-mindedness in everything. If someone's very closed-minded on food, they're probably going to be closed-minded on music and trying different experiences. But if you're willing to try every kind of cuisine and realize, all right, I like this, I like this, I don't like this, I feel like you'll have an easier time in life trying things out.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that for you. I don't know if I want to try everything.
I mean, not like I don't do the challenge stuff. I don't do the challenge stuff for something that's like, eat this gross thing, no one else likes this. But if it's something like, hey, we love this thing, this is a cultural staple, try this, do it. But if it's like, eat this fermented rotten eyeball as a challenge, I don't do that stuff like that. I'm not in that.
I started following a guy on Instagram called the Liver King, and he's got such a positive, amazing outlook on life. And so I love the content for that. But he eats a lot of like raw liver and and bone marrow, and I'm like, dude, I just could never do that. Not in a million years.
I mean, if it's something that someone tells me it is good and it's like a legit cultural, like, hey, this is good. Like, I've never heard of raw bone marrow, but cooked bone marrow is amazing. Like, it's basically like meat butter. Like, if you like ribeye, it's like the fat capper on the end.
Yeah.
So it's always like you got to think of like gateways to introduce someone to something. As far as liver, I've never heard of it being eaten raw, but cooked liver is also amazing. You just got to find the right things. But I genuinely understand why people don't like certain things. Like, I love oysters. I understand why people don't, because I do like that super seafoody flavor. I think it's the Asian blood in me that just appreciates that. But bone marrow, that's something. If you're into ribeye, which is, I think, the best cut of meat in the world, bone marrow is not far off. And flavor wise, as long as it's cooked, it's got to be cooked. Like, if this guy's eating it raw, it's pretty intense.
It is intense. It is.
Yes.
So rumor has it we're going to hear a couple songs here. What do we got going on?
Yes. So I've got 2 songs prepared. Feast of Fire is one of the first singles. We've got a lot of amazing friends like yourselves playing the song already. Now, what's interesting about the second one is, if I look at my Spotify, so I'm looking at it right now, Out of Nowhere, No Way Back Just Through is our number 2 song on like all DSPs for some odd reason. It's not a single. There's no video for it. We never pushed the song, but I think that's kind of the fates telling us this should be the next single. The song's a full band thing, but I converted it completely to acoustic, and it's a pretty cool vibe actually with that song. So I'll be doing those 2, and they're both
awesome.
Both pretty fun. Hopefully I don't mess up. If I mess up, I'll just start over again.
Well, we'd love to hear it, man. We'd love to hear it.
All right. So now you should hear reverb of my voice, and you should hear acoustic with reverb. Wait, acoustic now. Check. Got everything? Nothing's clipping? Okay. So this is No Way Back Just Through, done acoustically. Start over.
I am the blind, I am the emptiness, I am the night that comes for you. You can't escape, 'cause I am everywhere, my immanence surrounding you. You're falling further, you're falling further down, you're falling further, you're falling further down. Find information of everything you are. There's no way back just through. There's no way back, no way back, no way back just through. There's no way back, no way back, no way back just through. I am the ambience, the secret sounds that come for you. You can't escape, this is a reckoning, your ignorance destroying you. You're falling further, you're falling further down, you're falling further, you're falling further down. Of everything you are. There's no way back just through. There's no way back, no way back, no way back just through. There's no way back, no way back, no way back just through. I will not live to see the final justice, but I'll be the one that comes for you. I am the blind, I am the emptiness, I am the night that comes for you. You can't escape, 'cause I am everywhere, my immanence surrounding you. There's no way back, no way back, no way back just through. There's no way back, no way back, no way back just through. not just fail. No way back.
Awesome. I'll get right in the next one. Let me tune real quick. Cool. All right, and this is Feast of Fire.
Churning through the miseries, I find a tear unshed. This emptiness inside of me, it brings me out for dead. Compulsiveness for self-destruction, impulse led by entropy. I'm running through the feast of fire, burning. Singing now, keep singing now, I'm falling through the feast of fire, burning. Singing now until the spirit begins to blur. Sunlight falters as we wait, the world goes up in flames. I know we will be the ones to fill up all these graves. Compulsiveness for self-destruction, impulse led by entropy. I'm falling, crawling through the feast of fire, burning. Singing now, keep singing now, I'm falling, running through the feast of fire, burning. Singing now until the spirit begins to blur. It was all a blur and then it was nothing. It was all a blur and then it was nothing. Churning through the miseries, I find a tear unshed. This emptiness inside of me, it brings me out for dead. Sunlight falters as we wait, the world goes up in flames. I know we will be the ones to fill up all these graves. I'm falling, running through the feast of fire, burning. Singing now, keep singing now, I'm falling, running through the feast of fire, burning. Singing now until it's feeling begin to blur. It was all a blur and then it was nothing. It was all a blur and then it was nothing.
So good, dude. So
Yeah.
good.
Switch my headphones.
Well done, my friend.
Oh man, he's awesome.
Cool. And we're back.
Hey,
Awesome job, my friend.
yeah,
Awesome
thank you.
job.
amazing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, those songs are super fun. Super fun to make acoustic. I always love taking like our songs that you think could never be acoustic and making them acoustic. We've got some songs that are like full 100% screaming that I've transferred to all acoustic, which is fun.
And do you think that you know, a lot of that has to do with the kind of stuff you've been doing on stream for so long?
100%.
Because that's a kind of skill that maybe not everybody can have, but you've got a lot of crazy requests from fans to break into a song, and so I mean, you kind of have to be able to do that.
Yep. I mean, we've done Baby Shark death metal. We've done Cannibal Corpse's Lullaby with singing. I've done Angel of Death done super beautifully. I've done Megadeth done like a country song. Actually, this morning that I'm going to get into on the channel after we chat, is I've been working on Jack's Lament from A Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my favorite songs off that record or that movie. And I love the entire soundtrack. But this song is so complex with the chords and the time changes and the key changes. It's so bizarre that all these years I've always wanted to do it, and we finally figured out a cool way to do it. So we're sort of there, and I look forward to transforming that one.
Yeah, Elfman doesn't mess around, does he?
No, he's the master. It was so cool to see that the Movies That Made Us. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Man, that was so amazing. A Nightmare Before Christmas. I loved it so much because I was like, how the hell does this guy write like this? I still don't understand. But it's cool to learn this.
We got a second season of The Witcher coming up, so we got to fire up Toss a Coin to The Witcher again, which was fantastic.
Thank you. They need to get me on the freaking soundtrack. I'm friends with the amazing songwriter that wrote that song. I'm like, hey, if you need my voice, let's go. Well, it's so cool. I don't know if you've been following the Elder Scrolls stuff we've been doing, but we've been doing a lot of cool Elder Scrolls stuff. I've covered 2 of the Bard songs in their game. Our music video, The Phalanx, is all Elder Scrolls clips inside of it. And I actually wrote a Bard song after playing the game. I was like, I'm inspired. I want to write my own Bard song now. So it's fun stuff. Yeah. I think I need to make a Bard record. For some reason, people just think that me, the Bard, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna embrace it because I love that stuff.
We know you got other stuff to do. Thank you for spending time with us today, dude. It's always a pleasure. Listen, I know you were in Spokane with the Maiden tour doing the Trivium thing, but if anything bounces around Boise, we're always happy to hook up again.
Hell yes, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. That thing after Maiden, that thing we should do that. Let's make that happen.
You got it, bro.
All right, my friends. Thank you so much for all the years of support as always, my friends.
You bet,
man. You take care of yourself.
All right, guys. Later, guys. Bye-bye.